Hello and welcome to this episode of Transparent ULIPs, a customer education initiative brought to you by Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance and the Money Mile. A very special guest here with me today who's changed the way insurance is bought in this country, Yashish Dahiya, who's the founder and CEO at PolicyBazaar.com. Thanks very much, Yashish. Always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
ULIPs have seen quite a journey, and you've been part of that journey for a while now, and you've been talking about 4G ULIPs.
Yes.
How transparent are they?
In a way, these are as transparent as you get, in the sense they have... See, any ULIP has a certain number of costs in it, right? First of all, a ULIP by definition is transparent because you can see all those costs in the illustration. In fact, there are investments made by the company on your behalf to encourage you to get onto the ULIP bandwagon. These are, hand on heart, the best investment mechanism I can think of for anybody to participate in any security, be it market linked. So whether you want more guaranteed, more secure returns or more market linked growth based returns, you could go with any of these, and these have pretty much the lowest cost that a retail investor can invest at.
When you buy them online,
Yes.
is the ease of buying it, has that become simpler? What is the onboarding process? Is it an easy one or is it still a lot of documentation?
See, if you have your Aadhaar card and if you can do the Aadhaar card authentication online, then you can essentially get, you can come at 11:58 at night or maybe 11:57 at night. I haven't really timed it. And before midnight have bought the policy.
Okay.
Now, how else are you going to do that? Right? And it is absolutely transparent. When you get the policy, you will get it online. You will pay in a monthly fashion. So that's the beauty of the product, is as transparent, as easy as you get. I can't think of an easier instrument, especially one that gives you such returns at these costs.
One of the big benefits or the push which came through was in the recent budget, right? Where on equity, the long-term capital gains tax got imposed, but ULIPs were kept out of them.
Yes.
Is that, according to you, both? One is, of course, the LTCG being zero. The other big thing is the asset allocation. If you're moving from one fund to the other within the same scheme, you don't pay any exit charges, you don't pay any tax on it. Is that a big plus, and are you seeing traction, therefore, building up towards ULIPs?
See, this is a very important point. Whenever people talk about flexibility, they believe ULIPs have a lock-in of 5 years, and that is very true. There is a sort of lock-in which you need to hold a ULIP for 5 years. But what does that lock-in really mean? And what does that lock-in mean if you were to invest in any other form of securities, whether it be mutual funds, equities? If you withdraw the money before 1 year, you will pay a short-term capital gain tax. Now in the ULIP, when you change, suppose you invest when the market is growing. Today you feel the market is going to grow. In 3 months' time, you think it's gone up enough. Now you want to be in debt. You want to move from equity to debt. You do that seamlessly with no cost. That's what makes the ULIP much better than any other instrument, because as long as you hold the ULIP, you can change seats from one to the other very quickly. So it's not the right example, but let us say you're traveling in a train. The train is going from here to, let's say, Calcutta. As many times as you want, you can move from one bogie to the other, change your seat from first class to second class, and there is no implication. No ticket cancellation, no change whatsoever. Now, which other product do you find that in? Where you have no cost whatsoever of changing. So I think they are very flexible. Now, you may say, but what if I want to get off the train altogether? It's a very extreme scenario where you want to get off the train altogether. Like I want to take all my money and run away. Where to? What will you do with that money? Are you going to keep it under your mattress? You know, those kind of things. So unless there's an exigency that comes up, it's not a very valid need for flexibility. So I think this flexibility is very immense, and there are no taxes on this.
From an NRI's point of view, how easy or convenient has it become now to buy online?
See, it is the same thing. You can still come at 11:57 at night and buy by 12 o'clock. Because as far as the ULIP is concerned, the money is coming in, the policy is being issued. A lot of your KYC can be done digitally, which implies we know who you are, know your customers done digitally, and you have the policy. The risk element in these policies is fairly small. So one does not really need to do a physical, medical or anything of that sort. Because, even if you buy a 1 lakh rupee policy, it's 10 lakh rupee cover. And effectively just 9 lakh rupee cover because 1 lakh you've already paid. It's not a very large life cover, right? It's a very small life cover, and for that you don't need to do medicals, etc. For that, usually people can just get by.
So are you seeing a lot of traction coming from NRIs?
Yes, of course. NRI is becoming a larger and larger part of the business.
Also, from the point of transparency, one of the criticisms used to be that the investor, when they got the monthly review, not too much was disclosed. Has that evolved over a period of time, that pretty much, whether it's, in a simple sheet telling me where my money has been invested, what are the charges that were deducted, is that something that has evolved as well over the years?
See, the investments are in funds, which have simple disclosure all the time. You can go and check where your NAV is today. The rest is a calculation, which you can get through a calculator. And those are available digitally today. So you can check that as often as you want. Whether it is on PolicyBazaar, whether it's on the insurance company's websites, whether it's on Bajaj Allianz website, you can check those details all the time for whichever investment you have made.
And you believe that they are fairly transparent?
They are as transparent as any other instrument in this country. They are disclosing all their charges upfront. So at the end of it, as our PolicyBazaar brand ambassador says, बच्चे की जान लोगे, मतलब सब कुछ तो बता दिया, उसके बाद और बच क्या गया इसमें?
One last question. You mentioned about mortality charges being given back, and or the company is investing on the behalf of the customer.
Yes.
Can you explain that a little bit more?
See, there used to be this argument. While the mortality charge is not a big charge, it is less than 1% of the premium, but there was this big charge, if you would, against the ULIPs that you charge for mortality, while other instruments like a fixed deposit or mutual fund do not charge for mortality. Of course, because they also provide life cover.
Yes.
They have to legally charge for mortality, right? So that this excuse that other instruments had, that you charge mortality charges, is taken away. But mortality charges, whatever we are charging, we are giving back also. So we're charging 5 rupees, we're giving back 5 rupees. The fund management charges, we are lower than the other instruments. Taxes, we are better than the other instruments. Flexibility, we are better than the other instruments. So how exactly do you knock the ULIP now? Now it is more a question of, people seeing. See, people have always demanded transparency. People have always demanded all these features. Now they are there. And now the people have, started understanding this and started buying these products basis.
Are you seeing a lift in
the of course. The numbers
sales?
Are more than 3 times what they were last year.
Okay.
So, and it's growing continuously.
Okay. It's been a pleasure talking to you, Yashish. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.